Inside the NLL is presented by Metzger's. Metzger's means more. Commercial printing, fulfillment, and mailing all in-house.
Aren't we glad that the calendar worked out the way it did? Look who's joining us in studio, Springfield boys soccer head coach, Adam Sloan. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for the invite. I mean, the coverage has been great.
And since 2021, your program's been hovering around 9-10 wins, but here we are this season, a program record 14 wins, and we haven't even reached the postseason. What has been the biggest difference this year compared to your other years on the job?
I think it's been a build. I mean, when I took over the program, this is my 7th year, I set some goals that let's get ourselves to be a reputable program, let's do it the right way, and if we go through that process, the wins will start coming. And year after year, it was, all right, let's get to 8 or 9 wins. Let's get to a district semifinal. Let's try and at least be competitive when we get there. And then over the last 2 or 3 years, it was, all right, now we got to 10 wins. Let's just keep trying to go after whatever school records there are, but do it in a way where the boys compete for what they get.
And you guys are competing. You guys are state title contenders. One of the guys on your team making big strides this season, Kyle Mortis. 11 goals a season ago, and here he is with 45. What did you see in the offseason that made you believe he can have the type of year he's having now?
I attributed some of it just to, when I see young men go into their senior year, there is that little light bulb that, wait, we don't have another year, like this is it, so we better just do what's best for it. The cool part with Kyle, along with Adam Sloan and Alex Russell, is I've coached those guys since they were 5. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to be that, I'm not going to be that guy that is, I saw it coming, because this was not in my wildest dreams. But you could see, Kyle made a club change, went over to Pacesetter, got into Villa Academy, was super excited over the summer when he got to tell me that he was going to get a few minutes on the first team. So I was able to go to Paul Hotmer and see Kyle make his first team appearance, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal, because he's just a great kid. But coming into the season, I mean, over 40 goals, like get out of here.
I mean, that leads Division III by a mile.
Yeah.
When did you know this team was special?
I want to say 2 or 3 games in. We had a really tough draw against Perkins earlier, like right out of the gate. But once we got a couple of games where, all right, Kyle's scoring a hat trick a game, we're defending well, we're not conceding a lot, I started feeling like this could be one of those years that I just have to sit back and enjoy and try and keep the ship pointed forward.
I look at all the players on your team. I can really rattle off 6, 7, 8 players that are making an impact. But the thing that impresses me most is your offense. You don't have a set game plan per se. You allow them to be as creative as they want. And that allows players like your son, Aiden, having 25 assists on the season. What is it about Aiden's skill set and his growth that lends itself to the type of system you want to run on offense?
I didn't play soccer when I was younger. I've only been coaching soccer for 13 years. I am literally a ridiculous story of went to Applebee's with my wife and another couple, and 2 of our sons wanted to be on the same rec team, so I went to the bathroom and came back and I was a soccer coach, and just fell in love with the game. So I might see the game differently. I'm big on defensively, you need to have a shape, whatever that is, whatever formation you want as a program, but then going forward, just be creative. If you can sit there on a Saturday morning and watch a Premier League team and watch these 150 millionaires make mistakes, have at it, man. You're a 15 or 16, 17-year-old boy. Be creative, do your thing. I don't yell at kids when they make mistakes. I don't care where. The big joke around the program is Coach Sloan doesn't care where you shoot from, just shoot.
It's resulted in a lot of goals.
And it leads to these guys getting the ball and wanting to try and be magical. And I hope that breeds a little bit of consistency, a little bit of positivity, and most importantly, and especially in young men, an adult that is confident in what they're willing to do.
Obviously, it's been a historic season, but the one blemish on your resume, the only one, that 4-0 loss to Southview nearly 2 weeks ago, it's a good thing it didn't happen in the postseason and that you got to learn from it. But considering you guys had this big unbeaten streak going into that match, what did you take away from it after the 4-0 loss?
I took away good on them. Southview had a great game plan. They're outstanding competition. I mean, just a brilliant program as far back as you can go. I had 2 things I told the guys. One, now you got to deal with it. Every good team, if you really truly want to be good, you have to deal with the adversity. And two, I didn't want our first loss to be our last loss, because that would have meant it would have been in the postseason, and there would have been a bunch of young men feeling themselves. So.
And now you guys are ranked inside the top 10 in Division III. You are more than likely going to be the top seed in your district come to postseason in a week or so. Where do you see you guys stacking up in the continuum of state title contenders in D3?
There's a lot of good teams out there. I'm never going to be a guy that is, hey, I think we could get to a Final Four or whatever. I've been huge at Springfield High School with the next game is the most important game. And I know that every coach has that cliche of, and I could just start rattling them off. But I truly am a big trust the process guy, eliminate the outcome and focus on the process, and our next game, which for us right now is that sectional final game against whoever ends up winning the sectional semi. That is our most important game, and don't look past any team, because on any given day, any team can, I mean, we've had some times in the past where we shocked some teams. 2021, we took St. John's in the district semi to penalties, and they had no idea that we had it in us. So I remember stuff like that, and I remind our guys about stuff like that. So I'm not even going to go there. We're just going to keep on the bus and keep it going.
But then again, you guys are 14-1-1. How do you avoid complacency?
You push them. I push the kids in training, and I like to think that I rely on the fact that I'm a 50-year-old man, father of 4. I am a dad coach. Like I said, didn't play soccer when I was younger. I've studied. I'm self-studied. So I am a dad, and I bring that energy to the boys. They don't have time to be complacent, because for me, it's bigger than the game. I love coaching because I love seeing young men go into the high school and be respectful, and I love that we have a 3.6 grade point average as a program. I love that the first 4 or 5, and if you've got some coaches in town, I probably still am, we're the sportsmanship program. And I'm fine with that, because that teaches them that you can't be complacent, because if you want to be a better human, you have to stay focused and don't let anything get too big.
The main thing you can take away from this conversation is this season, this record-breaking season, has been a journey. You've been coaching a lot of these players since they were 5 years old, as you mentioned. What parts of your journey can you draw on as you prepare to make a run for a state championship?
I think for me, the biggest thing is don't forget where we've come from. I mean, it's Springfield High School boys soccer. I mean, we can say whatever we want about the current reputation, but when I jumped on the staff as a JV assistant, the varsity group went 4-12-1, and that was 10 years ago. So as much as we're having fun and as much as the journey's great, we're going to keep striving. I mean, breaking records is cool. I look back at, I know where we were from, and the cool part is a lot of these players know where we're from. I just actually had a conversation with them last week that my current juniors and sophomores that are on the varsity team, they've never not won the NLL title. So they need to now that we tick that box again this year, it is cool. The tournament is something we haven't ever accomplished. So I think keeping them focused and hungry is not going to be as hard as it might seem being 14-1-1, which, by the way, is, for anyone older like me, it's like living in the Twilight Zone.
Don't understate it at all.
Man.
Springfield boys soccer head coach Adam Sloan. Man, I cannot wait to see what your boys do in the playoffs.
That makes 2 of us.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.